This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a transformational life coach? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Laura Walker, with Laura Walker Coaching. Laura, how have you been this morning?
I'm doing great, Sophia. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to have you on. We are so excited today to learn all about you and your unique business. Let's get started. How did you get into this business originally?
I had noticed over my lifetime, raising 4 grown children, owning a couple of companies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. One was a large window company and one a private aviation company, that there were definite patterns of success. And there were certain ways to do those things in a proven system with some accountability that had played out both in my personal life and my professional life. And people began to ask me how and what did you do? Those kind of questions. So I decided it was probably time to start a consulting or a coaching practice to help people have the same powerful, successful results in their lives.
Amazing. And what is the most common myth or misconception you come across in your industry? And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about your business?
Sure. So in my industry, a lot of people cannot differentiate between therapy, counseling, and coaching. And there's a big difference, actually. One deals with long-term past behaviors that have maybe a medical condition that deals with it, or maybe depression, things of that nature. I too deal with that, but I tend to take healthy people that want to get out of a stuck pattern in their life. People that maybe they feel like they have great success in their family, but maybe not so much in their health and well-being, or in their finances, or in maybe their career, or maybe they've started adulting to a level that they no longer have fun and have hobbies in their life. So we look at little pieces of their life where they have some longing and discontent, and we begin to blueprint what they would love that to look like versus what they don't like it looking like at this point. Then we bridge the gap from where they are right now, the discontent, to where they would love it to be. And then we begin to build through measured, actionable steps with some accountability to quantum leap them into that burning desire that they have, and then becoming. They get to see how they can become this really quite more easily than they thought that they could when they started, and they felt so stuck.
Wow. Well, it all sounds like it's, at the end of the day, about progress, not perfection, right?
Absolutely. 100%, Sophia. You nailed it.
Now, we know marketing is the heart of every business. How do you currently market your business, and who are your target clients or audience?
I have a dual modality. So initially, I was pretty much online networking groups, online lead services. That's how I built my other companies previously over 20 years. But I do a lot more in person now. I love to go out and get toe to toe with people in the community all across North Texas, Fort Worth, Colleyville, Southlake, Keller, Frisco, McKinney, anywhere, and really get to know people and see where they're hurting and where they could really use some support and encouragement. That's my main marketing.
Now, do you base this off any age groups or specific demographics?
I tend to attract certain demographics and age groups, like attracts like, and I do work a lot with the law of attraction. If you've ever seen The Secret, that's kind of where I come from. That's the platform that I come from. But overall, no, I've worked with 19-year-old kiddos heading off to college, trying to get clarity on what they want to do with their life, all the way to the 75-year-old widowed woman that's looking for love again after she's lost her spouse.
Wow. Now, have you ever thought of having your own podcast?
I actually do have my own podcast. It's called The Power of Easy, and we're out there on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and it is a labor of love. I absolutely love my podcast and what I get to share with my listeners there.
Outside of work, what do you usually like to do for fun, Laura?
I love to hang with my 4 grown children. They're all, I like to call them productive parts of society. I have 3 boys and a girl. They're all over the age of 23. lots of shopping, lots of travel. I've traveled the world. I just got back from Dubai a few months ago, and that was a very interesting cultural experience, one I just embraced. It was wonderful. So I love to travel, love to shop, girls trips, hang out with friends. Relationships are my favorite hobby. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing. It's who I'm doing it with.
Oh, well, that's a beautiful thing. Now, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Laura Walker Coaching.
That transformational coaches, life coaches, therapists, counselors, they're all different. What makes a transformational coach different is the level of certification and training that we have to take you through a systematic transformational process in your life to really get the results that you want very, very quickly. We work with the laws of the universe. We work with faith. We work with fear. And I have an international best-selling book on Amazon too that has 38 of my clients' transformational stories. Each chapter is a different one of my clients that I've worked with over the years, and they tell their story of how quickly they transform their lives. And that's the difference with working with a transformational coach. All coaches are not created the same, for sure.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about Laura Walker Coaching?
You can find me at www.laurawalkercoaching.com, or my podcast is the Power of Easy Podcast with Laura K. Walker on Apple Podcast.
Well, Laura, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you, Sophia. It's been a joy. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.